Yeah, music in all forms has an incredible power to unite. And Nsofwa and Nwannadi went to find out how it's bringing a younger audience to faith.
Nigerian musician Burna Boy is one of the artists at the forefront of the Afrobeats movement. It has become one of the most popular music genres for under 25s, and the influences of the sound can be heard in songs by major artists like Drake and Ed Sheeran. But now Afrobeats has been adopted for a religious audience through Afro Gospel. I'm at the Clapham Grand at one of the biggest Afro Gospel events in the calendar to find out what role music is playing on bringing a newer, younger and more diverse audience to faith. One of the biggest stars on the scene is Limo from Nigeria. What is Afro Gospel about?
So Afro Gospel is basically Afrobeats and the gospel. So it's basically just, it's a sub genre that we created for ourselves. My type of music, I can talk about much more personal stuff that you go through in your life, and it isn't just like regular worship. It's like bringing our lives into under the microscope and see how God is influencing all of that.
Boy, I'm up and I'm yawning, yeah. I thank God for another day, and I ain't got no worries, yeah. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, yeah. Boy, I'm up and I'm yawning, yeah.
We saw that the music we were making was very much needed in the Christian community. The church has been used to a certain type of music for a really long time, which is mostly worship music. Time has shown everyone, including the church, that what we are doing is very necessary because the young people in church identify with us a lot. They love the music. They are the ones who listen to the music.
I ain't never had a Bentley of a Lambo. I ain't never had a PJ in my name, though. I ain't never had a Hot 100 single.
Looking at the crowd outside, it's clear to see there's a huge appetite for this new form of religious music. And I want to find out from these people behind me just how excited they are about the show they're about to see.
It's a way of bringing life and fun and energy.
For people who've never been to an Afro Gospel concert, what would you tell them to expect?
Lots of fun and just have a good time and a boogie.
Let's make some noise for the Becca folks.
Here we go. Let me say, let me say, let me say, let me say, where did I worry you now?
Becca Fox is another artist on the bill today. I wanted to ask her where this increasingly popular form of music originated.
You know what, Afro Gospel is actually nothing new. You know, we hear the influence of African sounds and rhythms and just elements of the African music in everything that we hear and see today. And so we just take all of that goodness and then we put the message of Jesus Christ to it so that people can not only vibe out to it, but they can be blessed by the truth as well. Been in church all my life, and you know, my mom's a singer, both parents sang in the choir. And in the church I grew up in, once they hear just an ounce of talent, you're in the baby choir, the youth choir, the adult choir, you're in every choir, you're getting called to do spontaneous solo. So that was my training ground, honestly, and even growing into a worship leader in my church, that trained me for moments like this.
Hallelujah! God is in control.
So what do you think Afro Gospel gives that maybe traditional hymns doesn't?
I think it's a very crucial point of contact, just like house gospel music is, or hip-hop gospel music, R&B gospel music, because people are coming from all different walks of life, and sometimes they need to hear something that's just like where they're coming from. And then when they hear the truth of Jesus through a life change, through a relationship with him, then they can find out more about the choirs.
I'll keep my eyes on you. Always rely on you.
Emmanuel Farinu is the promoter of today's concert, and it's important to him the event appeals to as many people as possible.
I would imagine if anybody who is not Christian walks into this place today, they would still have an amazing time. Just because the music they hear is is close to what they hear outside. It's the same sound, it's the same samples, it's the same kind of style of music, just infused with gospel values. Nothing makes me happier than when I walk into the room and the whole place is packed and everybody's having a good time. that's perfect for me. And with what we're doing, you know, it's faith orientated.
Who loves some Becca folks tonight?